Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 193, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every week and release it on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Do us a favor and give us a like, follow, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, the CFG channel, or go on our Twitch page, CFG Games, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today, I got two awesome co-hosts today, but we're going to do this in a little bit of a different order. We're looking at the person that finally got rank 100 in the Marvel Snap series. What I'm talking about, we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
You already know, dude. I'm still living off that high from getting Infinite the other night. We hit it on stream. It was amazing. I'm just happy I finally got it. I feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulders, and now I can retire and never play a video game again. So no, that was awesome. Really haven't been, I played First Descendant, had an open beta last weekend. It's a third-person looter shooter, right up my alley. I really enjoyed it. It's going to be free to play. I'm not sure exactly when it's supposed to come out, but dude, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Again, I'm still a little like, number one, because that free to play model means that they've got to monetize somehow. So we don't know what their monetization strategy is going to be. I'm guessing cosmetics and stuff like that, but I don't know, probably a battle pass, and I'm just kind of over it. But overall, it was a solid looter shooter. I felt I didn't go all the way through just because they didn't keep any progress. Is not going to be moving forward. So it's like, at this point, what's the point? I got a good feel for it. I'll definitely be playing it. Other than that, got a little Starfield in. I can't remember if I mentioned too, I did last weekend as well finish Final Fantasy 16.
No, you didn't mention that. I
absolutely cried. It was great. It was fantastic.
You did cry?
Loved the story. Oh, I loved it, dude. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was such a journey. I felt like they did such a good job with the story and being able to connect with the characters on this one more so than I would say 15. So yeah, definitely I would say if you've never played a Final Fantasy before and you're looking to get into the series, I feel like 16 would be a good place to jump in. The battle mechanics are cool, and again, they just did such a good job with the story and how they incorporated the icons and stuff like that. So yeah, gaming wise has been good. This is my first week as well, not being technically employed. We launched the Itty Bitty Gaming News, which is a daily weekday video series just covering video game news in under 2 minutes. So dude, it's been busy. It's been a busy week, my friend.
That's awesome, dude. I'm finally glad. I'm actually surprised that you actually beat 16. I was assuming in 2025 you were going to finish that.
I had to, dude. I had to finish that so I could play Miles Morales before Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Oh, you still haven't finished Miles Morales? I thought you did.
Dude, I haven't even started Miles Morales.
Oh my God, bro, dude. Jesus, terrible.
You know what, though? It's a good thing because I got a bunch of time during the days right now. So I'm going to grind through that as quickly as I can. And then I'll be prepared. Plus, Mario Wonder comes out on the 20th. That is a must-have for us. That is going to be a family game for sure.
Did you see the special that they're doing on Nintendo if you buy it digitally? It's
only $49, right?
Yeah, you have to buy 2 for 100, I believe. Because
it's that and RPG, which I'm going to get RPG as well because I loved Mario RPG. Like Mario RPG is sick.
I don't think it was Mario RPG that was a part of that list. I got to double check. I got to double check on that. I'm not really sure, but yeah, but I think it was like Pokemon, Tears of the Kingdom. I know, Jesus.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom and something else. Yeah. So no, Wonder is definitely is gonna be on my list. I just try to see if there's a justifiable reason to get a second game. Is the thing for me.
That is gonna be the big question.
Yeah, so that's good. But also look at Smitty's shirt, by the way, dude. I gotta say, it's actually he just got it in the classic Smitty shirt. I love that.
Good. It's so good.
Yeah,
too good. It's almost too good.
It's almost too good. Exactly.
My daughter recognized me. So again, I get to keep the meta going when I go out, because you don't see too many people wearing their own face on shirts, and I do it all the time, dude.
You do all the time. You have 3 different faces. You got your snap face, you got your itty bitty Smitty shirt, and now you got your classic Smitty shirt. You're just photocentric when it comes to that. When it comes to t-shirts, apparently.
Hey man, you want to make a character out of me? Do it, but nothing crazy,
Right. Oh snap! Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, and also I got a special guest today. Since Lex is not here today, I wanted to bring on the show. Actually, I've been wanting him to be on the show for a while now.
I'm surprised he hasn't been on the show.
Yeah,
before,
I know, right? That's what I said. There's one other person too I wanted to get. I'll eventually get on there too. But he is the editor-in-chief of the CFG on our website, confreaksandgeeks.com. He is does review does all the review editing on it, and also does streams on his Twitch channel, Wilbo64. I'd like to welcome Wilbo64 to the show. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, my friends? Yeah, I've been part of CFG for about, let's say, 8 years now. So it's nice to follow me on this podcast.
8 years? 8 years? Yeah. Oh my God, I don't even know the times.
I wrote a review for Majora's Mask 3D or something like that. Sometime.
That was the first one? Oh, God.
That was like a generation ago of gaming. I was like, man.
Time sure as hell flies. It is Jesus, but that's good. But I'm definitely glad. Anyways, I know you've been doing charity stream recently, though. And I know that you what was the and I saw that you were playing a lot of Mega Man. Did you finish Mega Man Legends yet?
Yeah, I did. It took me like I think 4 streams to finish it. I was like, man, this is taking forever. But I did it though. We raised money for the National Children's Alliance, so it was
that's cool.
Really good cause. So we hit my goal within the first hour. So I had to raise make new milestones. So my incentive was to do like a cosplay stream on my channel. So I was like, I'm doing that probably tomorrow. It's like, all right, September's over, so I could be on camera for the first and last time on my channel. So
you know what? Well, Well, this is what I would suggest. This is what I've always suggested. Like, if you could just write a nice email to Square. It says, "Hey, Square, I'm doing a charity stream. Can you give me all copies of Balan Wonderland that you have?" And so we can just for no reason to just give it out to random people.
Every minute you get a copy of Balan. You give it every minute. One copy of Balan.
Be called the mayor of Balan. That's what you would be known to be.
Turn into a throne of Balan. Unwanted Balan copies.
Yeah, Balan would be that would be the perfect thing. Well, thank you for stopping by as always. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to be talking games with you today. And as for me though, I have been doing pretty good. I've just been busy as always. Sorry I have not been on stream as of late for the past couple of weeks. Besides just the show, been a little busy doing some other serious stuff. But like for the most part, I'm trying out some new setups and new options here, and seeing if it's gonna enhance the streams, the later on streams. I got something in the works that I'm not officially ready to announce yet, but hopefully I will be able to soon. And when we do, I think we're gonna have a very fun time with it. So not much. Oh, and I have been playing. I have still been playing some more Baldur's Gate 3 and trying to. I'm playing the Dark Urge story scenario, which is freaking insane, I will say. So definitely.
Are you studying your co-op stream with Maddie?
I am still doing I am doing the co-op stream. How
many things do you have going right now?
Oh God. Okay, so. So I'm not going to count the one that we started because I think we need to redo it, because remember the idea I said what we should do next time? We should name all our characters from like 90s talk show hosts and stuff. So I'm not going to count that one, but I got like 5 going at the same time right now, and I'm also doing 2 different solo ones myself. Right. So I'm doing 7 total of it.
Just 7. Wow.
Yeah, just 7. I thought 7 was a respectable number, but man, I beg to differ. Jesus.
Can you step up your Boulder Gate 3 gameplays, please?
No.
Nah.
No, I'm good.
You need to have like 20 going at once.
No, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you. I think I'm going to do what I can do. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that, so we'll go from there. All right, guys, but I know you don't want to be talking about the normal, the Baldur's Gate stories that we like to do each and every week. So as always, let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion in the world of gaming through the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry as a whole. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch, on YouTube, on, I was going to say Facebook, not on Facebook this time, but on Kick, to be a part of the conversation. So by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love for you to be as interactive as possible, and we could discuss it with you as well. So let's get this party started. So Smitty.
Me?
Yes.
Again, I get to start first. Yeah.
Again, maybe get the hat trick. Maybe next week it might be yours again too. But
obviously we got to talk about it. But earlier this week we got news that the boss man Jim Ryan is going to be stepping down as the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Dude, I mean, salute to him. Number one, it's crazy. Like I wish this is the reason why I had to leave my job. He's leaving because he lives in Europe and he says working in the States is just too much for him. I need those kind of problems.
By the way, when he said that, did he say hashtag first world problems or something?
He definitely should have.
Oh man.
Oh, are you gonna say something, Lobo?
Yeah, he's like in LA, 1 week in London, 1 week in Japan. It's like a lot of jet lag or something. It's a lot of jet lag, so I don't blame him considering he's like a old dude too.
No, that is true. And that is, I mean, even though I joke about it, anybody that would be working something like that, that's a difficult schedule. That's a lot of travel, the jet lag, you're away from your loved ones in a place, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to get stability and feel that stability. I know a lot of freelancers go through that as well because they're traveling, obviously, like truck drivers and things like that. So I completely understand wanting to be able to have one central location, one thing. And it's not like the man's not going to be involved in some way or what his next plans are. I don't know. Maybe he just retires. Again, he's been there for 30 years, just covering a multitude of different positions, and then became, the head back in 2019. So he literally navigated them through the pandemic, the shortage issues and stuff like that. So to see, just being here on the other side of that now and how strong that brand is, what they're still doing and whatnot, I feel like whoever the successor is, he has definitely set them up, and you could just tell that he loves what he does. He loves video games. He loves Sony and PlayStation. And, again, I've got nothing to bad to say with what he's done. Obviously, there's things that we're like, I don't agree with that, but overall, the dude is solid. So it's going to be sad to see him go. He'll be leaving March 2024. I know right now the COO, I'm not even going to attempt to say the name because I it's coming in my head a little bit, but I forgot.
Hiroki Todoki.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I was like, it's like a rhyme almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be taking over in the interim, essentially until they find whoever the successor may be. But again, we've got until March of 2024. So there's plenty of time for him to school who the next person is and get everybody going and whatnot. I don't know. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. This is an icon in video games and just PlayStation, as a whole. So, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
Okay, well, I don't know what to really think about Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan was kind of like a 50-50 kind of person. I mean, I don't know if you could do he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. At the same time, I think he was just a good, consistent person that you needed to keep, to steer the ship for Sony for as long as he has. I mean, theoretically, 30 years, I guess he was there since its first it first came to the US, like, back in the
Right.
day with the first era. So I mean, I guess the era of him is going to speak a lot, for himself on what he did. But at the same time, though, I think if I guess of what I don't want to think of it this way, but like, what has he done for me lately? Kind of situation. I think like well, I mean, I think that he was kind of going on a downward slide, like a direction where I don't think Sony should be going. Because when you think about it, look at all the stuff that's happened when the PS5 came out. The backwards compatibility issue. Remember when Horizon Forbidden West came out, when you said that it was going to be free backwards compatibility, or not backwards
Right.
compatibility, free upgrade to the PS5
Right.
version. Then he reneged on it, and then because of the outroar, he reneged on that renege and come back. The crazy price spikes, the price spike for all the systems everywhere except for the US. The price spikes for PS Plus, the aggressive price spike of PS Plus just recently, as well as mostly them focusing on games as a service now for Sony's platforms. I'm just saying like all these different kinds of things was kind of that made PS4 PS4 to be dominant in the PS4 era. Like he was great on during that era, but PS5 it just seemed like he was going the opposite direction of forgetting on why Sony was doing a good job on the previous generation. So I think that like to kind of see, like I know Hiroki Todoki is only going to be the interim manager, but at the same time, I think it's just time for a new change to kind of see if someone could steer the ship. I mean, hell, I'm not saying that the next person is going to be better than him, but I'm just saying, but it is possibility that he may see a different kind of view that I think Jim Ryan didn't see. So I'd rather think that this change is something that's going to be healthy for Sony in the long run. As well. It's like he's leaving on his own, so it's not like it was like he was in any kind of jeopardy at all. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. But I mean, what about you, Will? What do you think?
Yeah, I saw an article saying like a lot of fans were kind of celebrating his decision to leave because I think they blame him for like the price increases, and then he said a lot of stuff in the past about why would you want old games on your consoles? It's like why would anyone want to play Gran Turismo on your PS5 or whatever? So a lot of people didn't like that, and he seemed as like a very corporate stiff too. So.
Yeah, he is all corporate. And to be honest with you, I totally agree with him because I think I've always said backwards compatibility is incredibly overrated. I think I personally don't think that, like, I'm not saying that it's not a place for you to there's not a place for it, but at the same time, like a selling point for a modern system shouldn't be a game system that you had from 10 15 years ago is what I'm saying. And I think I think that's I think that's where, like, I mean, I agree with him when he said it. I just think the way that he said it sounded like a level of privilege that I think it came off the wrong way,
Yeah, I think let's take out context too, because he was talking about something a little broader, and then people just like cherry pick like quotes like that, and then they get really mad, which is like Twitter discourse. I'm sorry, X discourse now. So
don't you dare start with X.
There's some validity to that, but I understand too where people's frustration is the fact that you're getting these consoles, you're getting these games, and then basically when they move on to the next iteration, those games just die. Whereas now we're seeing a lot more digital services come out that you're able to play that stuff, so it kind of makes backwards compatibility like, well, I don't really need it because you can have a service or whatever to be able to play this stuff now. But yeah, it's kind of a weird balance. I also kind of was thinking too, what if, and this is just obviously me speculating, but what if he himself, there's a couple of things, big major things that happen. There's obviously the fight between Activision Blizzard and Microsoft, where Sony was like, yo dude, they can't have this, and caused them issues, where now we know that they're most likely that's going to happen. So that was a big ass L for PlayStation and Jim Ryan right there. And then like you're saying with these crazy price increases though, maybe and I don't know where that stuff comes from per se, but maybe this is his walk away moment because he didn't like the direction that he thought things were going, and they're just going to look to plug and play somebody else in that's going to basically play that game of, look, we're jacking these prices up. I think what we see next will really tell us when we figure out who that next the big boss is For Sony, I think that will be a good indication. And then what the moves they make, if we see a shift in the direction they're going, that we have been seeing, or if they continue on that path, I think that'll give us a better idea as to the mindset of Jim Ryan. And maybe this isn't hey, I'm walking away willingly. Maybe this is, look, dude, I tried to fight for something, and they're like, nah, dude, like, this is the direction we're going. And he's like, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, but I mean, being on top as long as he has, though. I mean, like, you don't usually see a lot of, like, I mean, Reggie Fils-Aimé I can never say his name right. Reggie, is it Fils-Aimé from Nintendo? Used to be like the CEO from Nintendo.
Yeah.
He was there for only like half the time on Nintendo, from Nintendo's point. It's very rare to see like the original person that was there when the system came out and it's still there is a ridiculously impressive on it. And I think that, I mean, he probably wasn't CEO when he first came in, obviously.
No. He did a multitude of jobs at Sony.
He's just been everywhere throughout the deal.
He only became CEO in 2019.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
So like, I mean, maybe it's just like, maybe I think, I mean, and I guess that hat might have been too much for him overall, because like I don't think he did a really, like, he didn't do a terrible job, but at the same time, it's like, I just think that some of this, all the stuff that I said earlier was all under his watch. And especially the big thing is like the way, like how, I mean, and I'm not saying that he's the one that was the 100% decision maker, because overall, at the end of the day, Sony is a Japanese company, so there's going to be the overhaul of, but he's the one that has a lot of say on what direction the system, SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment is going to. So it's hard to say. It's hard for me to kind of to say that, like, I don't feel, I mean, it's cool to see him like go or whatever, go the way it is. But even if I'm just saying that the option for him to say that they're going to let him go, it didn't seem like there was an inkling of any kind of issues with him, because Sony's still making hand over fist money of the system, under his watch, So like, I don't know, maybe he's just tired of it. Like you said, like the first world problem of him flying from Europe to US and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, but like Wilbo said, I get it. I mean, that wears and tears on a person, and he's not a spring chicken either. So I can't imagine throwing another 30 years on how old I already feel. I sure as hell wouldn't feel like doing it. I'm like, I'll take that title and that money for a bit, but I got to have an exit plan, because this is not sustainable.
It's definitely not sustainable. I totally agree. But I mean, it's I guess it's just not sad to see him go, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing the direction. I think it's more like it's a fresh breath air, a fresh air.
Clip that. A fresh breath air.
A fresh breath air. Yes. Yes, exactly. Like to see what Sony's possible direction is going to could lead them to, So that's what I think it's going to be. Hopefully for the best. Like I said, we don't know what's going to, like, how long the interim position is going to be, like, run by Hiroki. So we don't, but it's still exciting, So we'll see.
Blue says, personally, I respect him stepping down. You don't see many people admit a problem and step down. That's true. That is true. And be like, look, dude, I can't, like, I would love to say in this, but like, I live in Europe. Work is in America. I mean, think about like, traveling to another state, I could do that, no problem. But like, you're talking about you got a whole ocean to go over, and you got family.
3 continents.
Continents
right there. That's a lot. That's a lot of wear and tear for sure.
That's very brutal. True. Is Jim right? He's European. Is he European, or is he? Is he from here?
He might be European, dude. I don't
know. Is he? What'd you say, Will?
Yeah, he said he spent a week in London too, so maybe he has family there, or he's visiting like, the London branch all the time.
Let's see where he's from. Let's see where he's from, because I'm actually wondering. Oh no, he's British.
Yeah, there you go.
British.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So So okay, well we'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see. Like I said, I'm just more like some of these decisions that the things that kind of make me kind of wonder about like Sony, like especially I think the thing that really gets to me is PlayStation Plus. You're going to see a giant downsize of people of leaving their services because of this. Unless they're gonna do something different or claim or give an incentive. The like people saying they're not gonna renew because of the price is gonna go in the masses, man. I don't know what they're gonna do when that happens.
It's crazy to think that they're trying to make that big of a leap, especially in the situation that I'm in right now. I'm definitely, if anything, downgrading to the lowest tier because I'm on premium right now. And dude, I had to trim the fat. Like I said, dude, like I cut so many subscriptions. Dude, I had some ridiculous subscriptions too. Like
I know
things I didn't even realize I was still subscribed to. I'm like, what am I doing?
EA Play,
burning money.
Ubisoft.
EA Play, Ubisoft. I feel like Humble Bundle. I got so many games to give away to people. Like, please send me a message. I'll give you a game. You got a PC. I got so many PC games, dude. Like, it's ridiculous.
Which one did you say, Will?
Stadia.
That would be hilarious.
I never had a Stadia. I do have Luna, and I actually kept Luna.
You kept Luna? Why?
Yeah. Is that part of Prime?
Dude,
Is that part of Prime?
Amazon? It's not part of it. It's like, I want to say it's like maybe $5 a month. So it's cheap, and I beat all of Watch Dogs Legion playing Luna. I played it completely on Luna.
That was 3 years ago.
It's a great service, huh?
That was like 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
I know, sorry. That means it's only gotten better.
Has it?
That is like the only game that I've played.
Has it? I mean, really?
No, hold on. That's not true. I played Division 2 on there, and I plan on jumping back into the Division 2 because I heard rumors about a DLC that's supposed to be coming for it, and then obviously the rumors, the talk, or not the rumors, but the them announcing that they are going to do a Division 3 as well. I'd love to be able to get back into the Division. I love the Division, dude.
You just literally admitted to play it with. You've just literally admitted that was the only game that you played on Luna, and that was 2 years ago, bro.
No. I played Division 2 on there as well.
You know, Division 2, you can buy the full game for $20. That's still.
I already have the game. I could just play it in my bedroom or downstairs without having to be at my PC.
Oh, okay.
It's important, Davis, especially when you got kids. So shut up.
You know what? I'm not gonna argue. You
and my dad uses it. My dad uses it as well.
Okay. So your dad. Okay. Fair enough.
There's valid reasonings.
I just none that you've come across for me yet, but we'll leave it at that. Whatever. We'll leave it at that. All right. Okay. So my topic is it's actually kind of interesting because like I was looking. I mean, I don't know if everyone has been keeping up with it, but does everyone know about the SAG-AFTRA strikes that's been happening?
Yeah.
The past let's say the beginning of the summer. As early as the beginning of the summer, it was the Writers Guild was first. Then I think a month later, then SAG was a part of it. The Screen Actors Guild was a part of it for television, movies, and stuff. To be a part of it. So now, for months, everyone's been getting like starved for like video, movie, TV content has been at a complete standstill until like earlier this week. WGA finally got a deal, so they're not on strike anymore. But SAG still is on strike. Keep that in mind. So even if they want to go back to work, TV shows and stuff still needs to be straightened out because the Screen Actor Guild need to get an agreement. So it's been a dumpster fire. Long story short, when it comes to like the entertainment when it comes to that. So, but what I didn't know is that the Voice Acting Guild for gaming is a part of SAG. It's a subsidiary of SAG. So that is the Screen Actors Guild. So earlier this week, they've announced the Voice Actor Guild got the approval from SAG to say that if they don't get the requirements or the recommendations that the requests that they're wanting for their next upcoming meetings with the I forgot the group. Then they got permission to go on strike for it, And I'm just thinking, oh God. So now the voice acting guild has a possibility. It's not on strike yet, but it will be. It could possibly be on strike as early as next week, because I believe that they did go on the table the first time this week, and then they didn't come into an agreement, and I think they're doing it again next week. But if something happens, that we may be seeing a video game strike for voice actors for upcoming games now. So that's going to cause a ridiculous delay. And I think I think a gaming delay for voice actors is going to be worse than like a television or movie one, because how long it takes for a game to be made. It's already long and strenuous as it is. And now you're going to have to wait for this until they may say, okay, you know what? We're not going to do localization. We can't do localization or whatever, to say, okay, it's going to be no dubs or at all. So this is a little bit threatening. Now some of the reasons that they're wanting to go on strike is as well as what the Writer Guild as well as the Screen Actors Guild is trying to protect themselves over, and that's AI. AI technology is the biggest thing that they're wanting to go with. So they're trying to make sure they get everything, their ducks in a row, to protect the actors who against AI, like AI voiceovers and stuff like that. So that's one of the few demands that they're asking for. So hopefully they'll get into some sort of level of agreement, and hopefully this is just a speculation, and they'll get this straight up here soon. So no AI podcast. That would be hilarious. You know what's actually kind of funny? So like to mention that, you know, like I didn't even know this, but there's a Joe Rogan AI podcast, the Joe Rogan Show AI podcast on YouTube. That's basically Joe Rogan. Yeah, it's Joe Rogan's voice, but it's not Joe Rogan. And stuff like it is creepy as hell.
How is that even? Well, and that I think you're pointing out a great example too. This is one of the biggest issues within that whole industry is AI technology. It impacts writers. It impacts even actors. I mean, hell, you can even make a video completely out of AI. There are processes and methods to be able to do everything with AI. And then you have the point now where they're able to spoof people's voices, images, like you no longer need the people, taking the people out of it. So there has to be protections right now. And I know within the video game industry, we've talked about it here on this show as well, where we've heard about actors not getting paid for months and things like that, which is absolutely blows me away that could even happen. That's what's weird to me, is that if they're a part or a subsidiary of SAG-AFTRA, how is there no protections from things like that being paid in a timely fashion? Like, that's what's kind of messing. Like, I don't understand how that works exactly. But if you're right, if this goes through, and they overwhelmingly, I think it was like 96% voted yes to authorize a strike. So if they come back with no resolution, again, you're right, they're going to go on strike, and we're going to have huge issues for our game releases looking into 2024. Again, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know what that process is. They could have lines that are already out. But the other thing too is kind of like what we've been dealing with the strike, the WGA strike, and all that. That makes it so they don't promote the stuff. They won't talk about the projects or any of that stuff, which will have, again, that's going to have a negative impact. And that's if stuff is already currently finished. Anything new that's going to be coming out. So if you don't already have your stuff recorded and whatnot, you're just dead in the water. There's nothing you can do unless you work with Scabs. And ask Drew Barrymore how that worked out, because it did not work out well for her.
Do you know what's funny about that to me when you think about Drew Barrymore? It was like, I can understand if it was like a while, or it could have been like months or something that she decides to make this decision. She was literally off a week. Like it was a week. Yeah, it was a week before. And then they made they did the agreement, and I was like, really? Wow! It's like she just was a week off, and then had to deal with all that bad press. It's like, there you go.
Now you look terrible.
Now you look even worse. Yeah. So anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. What do you think? What do you think, Will?
Yeah, it's overdue because they're underpaid. You know, not just like game actors, but also anime dub actors too. That's all I
Yeah.
heard. I saw a tweet about this dub actor for Jujutsu Kaisen movie. She only got paid
Mhm.
$200 for her role, and she's like one of the main characters. Two
She
hundred
got paid
bucks for like
$200.
$200?
that's it, no residuals, just $200 flat for like a kind of like a big supporting role in the
Oh,
dub.
I can
That's
believe
wild,
that.
man.
I can believe
is
that.
wild.
Well,
Yeah.
anime voice acting is kind of the low bar comparatively, because technically it's
Why?
not. Well, because it's not initially initially created by by
Oh.
first hand. That's the way they look at
Yeah.
it. That's the way they
Right,
look at it. In my opinion, they shouldn't look at it that way, because
No.
because that's the same, because you're doing the same kind of work that's what you would have done, but and then let alone maybe even a little bit more, so you can match up on what they're saying and stuff
Right.
on the deal. And yet they don't pay as much, and they're also out of most of the times, like Crunchyroll dubs and all that stuff is out of union. It's not
Right.
part of the union. So yeah, so they get away with a lot of different kinds of things. So, but dang, I didn't know. But $200 is I can believe it though. Like $35 an
I do
hour.
too.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They're like, yeah, 85 cents a minute.
Yeah.
That's what you make. 85 cents a minute.
Yeah, but like you totally agree. I totally agree. Will, I mean, but like the biggest thing though, it's like it is hopefully I think the thing that I really kind of wonder about is how residuals work, or for this kind of
I don't
deal.
think
Like,
they get residuals.
because that's also another thing they don't get is residuals for this
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure SAG-AFTRA, I'm pretty sure Screen Actors get residuals, right, for the game, for
It's
the movies
usually
and
built
the.
into their contracts, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering if that may be another point that they could see to see, but that might be a can of worms. Who knows?
Yeah, I
Who
know a lot
knows,
of people were mad that they hired Megan Fox to be a character in Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh
And
god.
she kind of, and I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but she probably phoned in her performance. And then like they're
That's what
they're
people
much
are
more
saying.
talented. Yeah, they're much better voice actors who are trained to do it, and she's not
Right,
trained
what
to
the-
be a voice actor.
And that's the thing. I think too. They look for some of these stars like with this, but like some of that does not translate over well to voice acting. It's a whole different art. And then you've got, it could have been mocap. I don't even know if it was mocap. But I mean, just sitting in a booth and you got to be able to emote and do all these different things. Like it's different than it would just be different than acting with other people within an ensemble or whatever. It's just you a lot of those times in there and working with the director or whatever. So yeah, they're definitely need to put respect on that industry. And I think that I think this is needed, especially within that industry. It's the same thing as like animators. It's only a matter of time before we see more and more animators, I feel, where they end up looking to eventually unionize because they get shafted all the time as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it comes to the Megan Fox thing, because I listened to it and it just felt like she was just reading the words off of the script and there was like no feeling to it. But in that case, though, wouldn't that really be more on the ADR rather than just like kind of like not pushing her to do what she needs to do towards that in a way? Because like I can understand trying to get recognition for some people because of the namesake and stuff. Like, for instance, Mortal Kombat 11, when they had Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey probably didn't do a single voice acting role in her life, and she wasn't good, but she wasn't as bad as Megan Fox,
And say Ronda Rousey was playing Ronda Rousey.
No, Ronda Rousey was playing Cassie Cage. In Mortal Kombat 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Ronda Rousey was actually in the game. Like,
no. Yeah, no. I mean, Cassie Cage is close to it. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying that, like maybe, like, at that point in time, like, I can understand, like, I mean, for instance, they have Jean-Claude Van Damme in this game, and then, like, as a different version of Johnny Cage, but but he looks like the Bloodsport version, and for a fact that that dude can't voice act worth crap, but it was still worth it, just for the namesake.
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Just for the namesake.
He was an icon.
I mean, far be it from me to say that the namesake of Megan Fox goes anywhere okay, whatever. But
that's the thing. I mean, again, even looking at what she's done, nothing really sticks out. There's
Transformers.
nothing that to me, she's more famous for dating her and Machine Gun Kelly is about the last I heard.
Wow,
other than her and
you were giving some shade.
Look, dude, here's the thing, man. Like,
my God,
this is the way I see it. Somebody juiced her up. Somebody juiced her into that role. There is no way you can honestly tell me they held a casting and they're like, this is our character. This is the one. And then she comes and does the performance and it's a flat performance. Ain't no way.
You know what happened?
You cannot convince me that she wasn't juiced in.
I can convince you. I can convince you right now. So the guy, the hiring manager just said, "Hey, I just watched Jennifer's Body, and this girl named Megan Fox looks like this character from Mortal Kombat. Hey, I have an idea. Let's reach out to her people and see if she's available to be that character." The end. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's what happened.
Just terrible decisions then. Just terrible decisions all around.
They're like,
it sounds like to me.
The acting coach was like, okay, so what you did in Jennifer's Body? Yeah, do that. And action.
That.
Yeah, that's it. Simple as that. Then they were done.
Yeah. That sucks though, because especially there's so many great things about that game too. And a fighting game that is, I feel like a lot more focus on the story, or more so than other fighting games. To have that, I feel like is definitely a misstep. That definitely would take you at the story, just having this person reading lines while everybody else is like fully in the moment. And then you've got, again, I'm only speaking, so I don't know, like I haven't played the story or like actually heard it, but I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how disappointing it is.
Yeah, I mean it was not good. I mean, I didn't like it. And I was just thinking it was just me being cynical, but it was not. It was just not good. A good performance. It just wasn't. I mean, sometimes I have to wonder. Yeah, it just was not good. So, but we'll definitely see. Hopefully they determine what they get, and like Will was saying earlier about the voice actors. Hopefully they do get their pay and get everything that they're asking for, because they definitely sure as hell deserve it.
Yeah, they definitely need protections too from AI, because that's been a big another struggle for them too, is not having like their voice recorded once and used forever without getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. I mean, I can't believe that's even a non-starter on, like, how some of these studios are trying to get away with that, thinking that was going to be like perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's insane to me. No agreement saying that you can use my voice. Not only that, but that then just puts you out of work. Now they don't even need you anymore. So, you know what I mean? Right? Like, there's got to be protections against that stuff. Again, I love that technology. I'm trying out different things and figuring out how I can utilize it as well. But when you start taking the human elements out of things, and and especially when, hey, me doing this is the job, and you're saying, well, this can do your job and with your voice, like, whoa. Yeah. It's going to cost you a lot that's like getting a raw photo. Like, it's going to cost you. You want the raw photo, it's going to cost you.
You know what, Smitty? Mm-hmm. It's just like, so maybe one day you'll be ready to be able to have their AI Megan Fox voice. So there you go.
What?
You'll be good. You will be good. All right, so we got the last topic here going, and this is going to be about what was it that we were talking about? Oh, Epic. All right, was it Epic Games?
Yeah, the big layoff. They laid off 16% of their workforce, including Mediatonic, which is the guys who made Fall Guys. They were acquired by Epic Games, and this is you get acquired for protection, right, and for job security, but they got a lot of layoffs in their team too, so which is really unfortunate.
So did they close the studio?
No, they laid off a lot of their employees.
I mean, they might as well have closed the studio at that point, right?
I mean, the game's still going and making money, I guess, but who knows how they're gonna move forward like this too. So,
didn't it affect the some of the folks from Rocket League as well?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised, because it was a pretty big layoff, like 830 people I saw.
Yeah, 850. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
I
woes of the video game industry, dude.
Yeah.
Where it
Also,
is,
Continue.
no, so I got an email. So I was looking it up, and then on Epic's webpage, on Epic's first thing on their Epic Game Store, they said there was an email that Tim Sweeney sent to everybody, to the Epic employees, and I can read it. Let's see if I can just skim through a little bit. Here we go. This is Tim Sweeney. He says, "Hey everyone, as we shared earlier, we are laying off around 16% of Epic employees. We're divesting Bandcamp and spinning off most of Super Awesome." So Bandcamp was the people that did Fall Guys, you said, or was that Super Awesome that did Fall Guys?
It was Mediatonic that did Fall Guys.
Oh, Mediatonic. Oh wow, I was off.
Neither. No,
Neither.
Bandcamp is like an app for musicians, I think. They had purchased them as well. And I think Super Awesome was, I can't remember what Super Awesome is, but I definitely heard of it before.
Okay. So now they're saying, for a while now, we've been spending way more money than we earn, investing in the next evolution of Epic and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators. I had long been optimistic that we could power through the transition without layoffs, but in retrospect, I see that this was unrealistic. While Fortnite is starting to grow again, the growth is driven primarily by creator content with significant revenue sharing, and this is a lower margin business than we had when Fortnite Battle Royale took off and began funding our expansion. Success with creator ecosystems is a great achievement, but it means a major structural change to our economics. Epic folks around the world have been making ongoing efforts to reduce costs, including moving to net zero hiring and cutting operating spend on things like marketing and events. But we still ended up far short of financial sustainability. We concluded that layoffs are the only way, and that doing them now and on the scale will stabilize our finances. We're also making some divestitures. Okay, so divestitures, is that basically saying that they're selling off? That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's my understanding of it.
I don't know. Someone look that up. Let's just see what divest means. That's right. Bandcamp is joining Song Trader, a music marketplace company supporting artists. Super Awesome's advertising business will become an independent company under the Super Awesome brand, led by their current CEO, Kate O'Loughlin. Kids Web Services, the parent verification and consent management toolset, will remain part of Epic. Oh, okay. So yeah. So it sounds like that's what they're doing. They're selling it off. Saying goodbye to people who have helped build Epic is a terrible experience for all. The consolation is that we're adequately funded to support laid off employees. We're offering severance packages that include 6 months base pay, and in the US, Canada, Brazil, 6 months of Epic paid health care. So that's pretty good. I know, right? We're offering to accelerate people's stock options vesting scheduled to the end of 2024, and are giving 2 additional years from today to exercise the options. Okay, well, let's skip all of that.
And the best part is they're still hiring too.
The irony of that. It's like, hey, in an underlay, who wants the job? Yeah. So long story short, though, it seems, okay, so, well, first off, I really, really do appreciate the transparency on this.
Yeah.
Because this is probably the most I've seen from a gaming studio in a long time, to even say that's what they're doing and how they're breaking it down too. I mean, with the information like this, but I mean, 16%. They must have been going on a spending spree, because I don't even understand. Like, does Epic really make games like themselves as much anymore? I mean, because like, Fortnite is their golden goose, essentially. And I just assumed that they were just sitting there having fun, like just sitting back and letting that thing just give print money, but yeah, I mean, but that's surprising to me that they were, I mean, for them to say that they had to cut 16% to even out what they were spending outbound is a little scary to me, because that must have been that they've been like saying, oh, we don't want these shoes, we want these golden shoes kind of situation, right. It's like, holy crap, that's a big cut.
Yeah, that's gross mismanagement as a whole right there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at too. They're not the only ones, because we've been seeing it. I feel like everyone, when we went into the pandemic, a lot of video game companies overestimated uh, just the economy and what was going on. People were getting money from the governments and
Hmm.
this and that. Times were looking good. They fattened themselves up. Times have now normalized, and people aren't indoors like they were before. People aren't spending that kind of money on that, and they're now having to look here in 2023 and last year of like, oh crap, we need to trim this fat because we're not making the monies that we thought we were going to make, and now we've got to actively cut. Otherwise, here in the next couple years or next year, we're going to be in some serious trouble. Look at Embracer Group. They have dropped a ton, and they were scooping up companies like it was their job.
Yeah.
And they've been letting go of companies, closing down studios. We know games aren't happening that were supposed to be happening. So
But
it's
this
industry
is
wide. I know Ubisoft had issues. They had to cut, like, basically
Microsoft, Google.
Microsoft, like, yeah,
Microsoft
it's a whole tech
Microsoft's been
industry.
bine a ton of different companies. I mean,
I know.
Microsoft is
That's
still
true.
buying tons of companies, but my thing is like I understand that there is the slump because I mean to say that they would not expect like the slowdown from the pandemic coming off of the pandemic. I just don't believe that. I mean, like I think that I'm just saying that like there definitely is the slowdown, but dude, like I mean, if they when was Bandcamp something that they created initially, or was that something that they ended up
They bought
seeking out and then they bought them?
Bandcamp.
Was it
They bought them
recently when
out.
they did that? Like how long ago?
I don't remember.
Because that sounds like a
Uh,
frivolous, like if they're willing to divest two companies like that, Bandcamp and Super Awesome, that means that they're not I'm assuming if I was looking on the outside, I am looking on the outside.
last March.
Yeah, I'm assuming that their investment in that company is not as good as what they were expecting their return because it's going to be, and they either they oversold, especially if it's only a year. That must have been a abysmal year for them to say, okay, you're on the chopping block. You know, I mean, I'm just saying that like I think I agree with Will when it says like they weren't good with their money at that point because like I think that because like dude, for Epic to say okay, almost 1,000 people have lost their jobs because of their aggressiveness of what they were doing is a little bit crazy because they're still and I think from this email, especially what Sweeney was talking about in this email, Fortnite is still their golden goose. I mean, and that's not the problem. It's just that they know that they're getting all their the reason why they felt to be more aggressive is because of Fortnite that came out how long ago now? 5 years? 5 years now? 5 or 6 years ago. So like, I mean, I just think that I think they thought that money they're billionaires and they're just now realizing I'm overspending, we need to calm it down now, you know. It's
Well,
like
it depends too on it, because I mean, I don't know if you've ever been like in budget meetings and stuff like that. I know in places I've worked at, it's typically a yearly thing, and then you set your budget. I don't know that maybe they do like maybe like a every 2 years, 3 years, or something like that, or if they do like a yearly thing. I don't know what that back end looks like, but it could have been from overestimating. If they do something less frequently, it could have been overestimating a few years back, and then coming in and going into that being like, oh crap, we have to make cuts now in order to stay in the black. Otherwise, we're going to be in the red here. With the way that things have slowed down, with the and like he was saying too, hey, we're sharing some of this revenue now with creators from Fortnite. So it's not even necessarily the content that they're putting out that's driving it. It is now the user created content that's starting to drive and have more of an impact on the game. I mean, essentially to me, the way I see it is it's almost like a Roblox type of deal is what they're doing in terms of that, which is great. They continue to evolve it, but at this point, they're not keeping all that money to themselves. They're having to share that revenue out with people, and who knows what that number looks like or what those numbers look like. as well. But obviously, it had enough of an impact that they're making a 16% cut and killing two things that they just bought here, at least for or in terms of Bandcamp a year ago. Because my thoughts with Bandcamp was that they were going to try to do more integration of music within the world of Fortnite, like they did with that concert that they did. Or I know they've done a couple concerts and stuff like that. So like that was my thought that what they were going to do with it. But I really haven't seen much in those respects. Again, I don't pay a lot of attention to Fortnite news either. But I remember it happening, being like, interesting. I was like, I wonder if they're going to lean more into doing, that kind of stuff in game and kind of like building out that essentially metaverse. And no, apparently not. Now they're like, deuces, we don't need this. We're going to ahead and sell you off.
Yeah. Well, so,
it's unfortunate though, for those that are losing their jobs, but that severance package seems sweet. That's a sweet severance package. And it gives people enough time to be able to get back on their feet and stuff as well. So, I got a great appreciation for the fact that not only were they transparent about the cuts, but then they were also transparent about the fact, hey, here's what we're giving to them. Here's exactly what the plan is and why we're having issues. So a lot of times, like you said, we don't even get those kinds of explanations from companies. So it's nice to be able to hear what their plans are.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. Well, did you say something? I'm sorry. I thought you broke up here for a minute.
Oh no, I didn't say anything. But yeah, it's a sign when when the industry consolidates too much. It's like a lot of companies get squeezed out like that, and it affects like a lot of smaller companies that get absorbed. Like EA killed so many other companies they absorbed. So it's like
right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's It's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm just like,
but at least
Jesus.
They got sold off though. They got sold. So Bandcamp is still a thing. So I don't know if they had like in terms of the employees that are working over there, what that looks like. But at least it wasn't just a complete like we're just shutting down Bandcamp. Because you're right, well, that totally is an option. We've seen plenty of companies do that. Just gobble up the little guys to take out their competition.
Yeah, I don't know what Song Trader is. I'm trying to see what it says here about. I'm looking it up right now as we speak. Okay, so yeah, Epic Games have sold Bandcamp to Song Trader, an online music licensing marketplace. News for the sale of the rise of Fortnite developer. Oh, so they must have been a sale. Okay, I see. So yeah, they did. Yeah, so basically they're getting rid of some of their assets. Well,
so now they can buy Napster.
Yeah, no, right. We can finally do it. We can buy Napster. we will be king amongst men when Napster is under our list.
And Super Awesome was a marketing company.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So that was under their. Wow, it's kind of interesting. They had their own marketing company, and then they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's really weird. Interesting. I guess it makes sense though, because they said they're going to be downsizing on not going to as much events and stuff. I guess there wouldn't really need for them to.
They'll be downsizing people. The work won't downsize.
Well, no, I know, but they're saying I'm talking about like going to conventions and stuff like that and everything like that. To kind of go. But
again, why do you? I mean, this is one of those things that I think keeps being popped up, especially the fact that we saw that people are pretty responsive to digital events and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of companies are like, well, why go there? Or do I need to go there? Can we miss this year or whatever? Because we could just replace it with something that's going to be cheaper and way more in our control and can only be about our stuff, or we can make it so it's only about our stuff or whatever. We have complete control of it.
They still can do that. I mean, instead of making it in-house, they could say like, okay, let's get a third party to do it. Like, unfortunately, say as an example, 47 Communications, they'll say, oh, it might be cheaper for us to just get someone to do what we had originally in-house than getting outside help. I mean, it'd be a lot particular. So it's probably so that's the way I would look at it.
I'm available for hire.
He does a lot of different. You know what I've been wanting forever to get? I wanted to get an Epic game code, like a code, a creator code. I for some reason, like I'm not able to do it. Like I've been trying. It's like, well, whatever. I guess I'm
Like,
not.
nah.
I guess
You
I'm
don't
not
play enough
cool.
Fortnite.
Like, slow down there. They
Yeah,
have the
more
hand out.
Fortnite
Yeah.
and Rocket
You have
League.
not spent enough money in Fortnite to.
You have to be this. You have to be this rich to get one of those codes. It's so bad. It's like, well, slow down there, buddy. You're not on the list yet. That kind of situation. Oh my God. All right. Well, folks, thank you for listening to episode number 193 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back with a brand new set of different topics next week. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly okay. We release it on all podcast services: Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, all podcast services in every Monday morning. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices. Ooh. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by as always. And also be sure to stop by next week. We got a whole list of some new games coming out soon. We got a new interview that Wilbo did. It's coming out on Monday. Who did you talk to, Will? I forgot.
I talked to the Xseed localization producer about a new game, Silent Hope, that comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah, it comes out Tuesday. Yeah, it's really cool. Really good interview. Go check it out on our website, confreaksgeeks.com, for some awesome content like that. But also, but once again, guys, this is Davis, Smitty, and Will signing off. Y'all, take it easy.
Stay freaky geeky. We still say that?
I don't know when the last time I said that, but hey, you know what? Retro.
That was a